Hello, hello, beautiful people, mi gente bella. Welcome to another edition of Santana Says, where we talk about everything from roadblocks to relationships, everything in between, and the overall journey of life. I am excited as always to bring you another edition of the show. But y'all know I'm always pumped when we got guests on. Y'all, I am pumped extra. And the good thing is, I be having a lot of women on the show. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not saying anybody ding me for it, but we definitely need to, you know what I mean, have the male presence.
Sure,
exactly. But what we are now doing, y'all, and it's been a while since we had it because last year we had to take a little break, so they interrupted my chance to do it. But we are having our second annual Dope Dad series. Yeah, insert sound here. But yes, I am super excited, and we definitely get a dope dad. Like, sir, you're gonna get all your flowers. You know what I'm
Appreciate
saying?
that.
Your baby is gorgeous. I mean,
you, thank
literally,
you.
like, yeah, we're gonna talk about all that. So you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell the beautiful people. I've known you forever, love you down.
Yeah.
But I would love for you to tell them a little bit about you, who you are. You know, a little bit about what brought you here today.
Okay, well, I go by Alby.
Yes.
Like she said, I've been on her my whole life.
Yes, diapers.
You know, diapers for sure.
Right.
Real mud babies together.
Right.
So, but I'm here because she said she needed a great dad, and I guess I fit the
Yes, you
description.
do. Oh, absolutely. And what's a little bit about all the little different hats that you wear? You know what I'm saying? So outside of being a dad, what all you be doing out here?
You know, I just be kind of to myself more or less. Now
Okay.
that I'm older, you know,
Yes.
the older you get, the kind of more distance you get, kind of, but not in
Right.
a bad way.
Right.
But I do a lot, you know, I tap into music a little bit. It's kinda
Okay,
therapy,
skills, me a little artist, some
I
kind.
do that. Do a little bit of, I really love to roller skate. You know, as
Okay.
you can
Oh my gosh,
see,
yes.
That's definitely
What?
big top tier on my list. Definitely helps me
Yes.
with a lot.
Yeah.
And, that's just what I'm doing, and being a dad, of course.
Yes, absolutely. And okay, so speaking of that, we gotta make sure we clear everything up. So also you are, for those who don't know, his mama was on the show not too long ago. Like, so I think
Yeah.
this is so cool, a family affair. You know what I mean?
Big OG, she did her thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So Abby, you know, if y'all recall, go back to the episode if you didn't watch it already.
Good episode.
Yes, absolutely. Like, that is your mom. So that's
mama.
wild. Exactly.
Yes.
And you are not only her son, but like I said, your own dad. You know what I'm saying? Out here figuring it out. I'm sure maybe taken from her example, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Oh,
but
for sure. A lot of the parents, and of course, come from your beginning household, and
Yeah.
how they move with you, or how they carried you growing up, or
Right.
their little tricks and trannies. You usually
Right.
get them on your own when you get older, but it definitely
Yeah.
starts at home first.
Right. Oh, that part.
Yes.
And like you said, I love that you gave your mom your flowers, talking about she had a good episode.
Oh, she definitely
But
did.
like, I'm glad, like, was there any part of it that, you know what I mean, stuck out to
Yeah, I
you
know.
that like,
It definitely, you know, me being the oldest.
yes.
I'm the oldest son, and I'm the only man over there.
Yep.
So a lot of the stuff she talked about touched deep with me because I was there with her, right side by
Yes.
side with her, seeing everything step by step.
Right.
You know, the good days, the bad days,
Right.
the sad days, and the greatest days ever. You know, it's always
Right.
been with my mama. So
And that's so funny that you say that because she was just in our little mental health meeting, by the way. She's a faithful member. I love her.
she
So
do.
like, exactly. She always, when she committed to something, that woman is
she
committed.
definitely
You know what I mean?
do.
Like,
I give her that.
Right.
She don't play
Yeah.
when
You
it
could
come to
count
that.
on her. Exactly. But I love that you mentioned the oldest because we were just talking about that in the group and it's funny because your cousin, even Junior, was also talking about, who also was on the show before.
Yeah.
But like, he was literally just saying too that like, he not only has seen it like play out in our families, but like also like his son even, like he said the same thing. He was like, I literally see it play out with him. I feel like he carries a lot. Like you kind of just can't help it, you know, as the
Yeah, for
oldest.
sure.
So like, that's just a weight that, you know, an invisible weight, you know what I mean? That's there. So like, would you say as the oldest that you kind of like felt that, like that's what you were saying you were speaking to, or how's that been?
You know, my mom, she had me when she was a teenager.
Yeah.
So she was still kind of at an adolescent age,
Right.
not knowing.
Yeah.
Even though as grown as she could possibly be, she still was a kid herself.
Right.
And still learning the process of being a parent and life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I could say she definitely got it down packed though, you know?
Yeah.
She one of the greatest women in my life.
I love
because
that.
she loved hard.
Yeah.
And she, you know, it's like she mentioned in her podcast, she is almost obsessive because that's how she was. That's just how it was. But me being the only boy,
Yeah.
I definitely had that weight on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because me being the oldest, I seen a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Right.
I kind of saw the couple fellas coming in and out. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that'll stick with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I never leave my mama, so that's how I kind of felt.
Right.
Like as a man, like I'm always gonna be here.
Yeah.
And I got 2 little sisters too.
You do.
So
Yes.
it definitely made me assert myself as the alpha male I had to be.
Yeah. That's what I figured. I was like, I wonder, because I'm like, that is, like you said, definitely a male, and you were the male first, like you said, but he got accompanied by 2 sisters.
Yeah.
Bendito, she did not have another boy for you.
No, she didn't.
No, you got that with your cousins, I guess.
For sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
the
I
cousins
got a
are
lot
there.
of cousins, man. I got a lot of, I consider brothers. You know
Right.
what I mean? The one make a difference.
Yeah.
But I never really had that.
Now
that
at
bro,
home,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, my real father, he got a son, but even with
Right.
him, I don't even know him too much.
Yeah.
So
It's not the same,
Still
yeah.
ain't the same.
Right. Within the household. But then that is so true. So, like, I'm sure, like, as you said, you had to assume a role, you know what I'm saying? And 2 things happened. So, you grew up with your mama, which is one part because she was young. But then you also had your sister. So, I'm sure you probably got protective of them. You know what I mean? Did that still to this
I
day?
cannot help it.
Exactly.
It's embedded in me, you know?
Yeah.
Being a protector, I can't
Right.
help it. I don't like when my sister's feelings is hurt. I don't like
Yeah.
when people I love is sad, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it's just, I don't know if you believe in like horoscopes and all that, but I'm a Cancer, so I love
Oh,
hard,
yeah, for sure.
And I'm very emotional.
Yeah.
And I'm a real emotional thinker first before I'm a head thinker. Like,
Yeah.
So if I see them hurt, man, it hurts me.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. But no, we love that. Yes, we do. We love the little insert for sure. But also, but I also love that, like, hearing you say that as a man. You know what I mean? That, like, you're in touch with that emotional side. And, like I said, as far as giving out flowers, the first one is definitely that you are absolutely a family man. And I just think not only life at a party, you know what I'm saying? Whenever Alby's in there, it's like, oh, it's a wrap. Everybody goes to the dance floor.
I got to. I'm gonna turn up. I got to.
Yes.
I can't help it.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, ain't nobody around you not smiling, bro. You know what I mean? The energy's infectious. You know what I mean? We gonna have a good time. But you, like, genuinely care. You know what I'm saying? About everybody. I have always loved that. Like, about you, admired it. Yes, and, like, you love, like you said, with your whole heart. Like, for real.
I don't know how not to love with my
Yeah.
whole heart.
I'm telling you.
It's a little different nowadays. You know, the older you
Right.
get, the more your heart been through things, and
Yeah.
so it's a little more guarded,
Yeah.
but I still love the same for the most part.
Yeah.
It's just kind of you kind of be a little wishy-washy with certain things. Like
Yeah.
you just know once you lived life a little bit.
Right. No, that's true. You definitely can't just give it out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? As you might have done in the past or whatever. And I mean, other people do also have to kind of like earn it. We have to know who we can, like pour into and all that. So I mean, I do feel you. You also, it is good to love, but you can't do it freely with everyone. You know what I'm saying? And different experiences unfortunately shape
Yeah,
that.
because I tell people all the time, when you got a big heart.
Yeah.
And I say, man, I just don't like when people hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, it's just a girl. No, it's just relationships. People
Yes.
that you wholeheartedly got love for, or you love. You know what I mean?
Right.
Friendships, relationships. Family, everything.
Right.
Comes from that bottom of me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So, and if I feel some type of way, you're gonna know. It's
Right,
hard for me
it's
to
a wrap.
hide that.
Exactly.
It's hard. It's gonna be all over my face.
Right. Oh, yeah. I feel that. And that's good. That could be good and bad. You know what I'm saying? I be hating that when people, like, know how I feel immediately. I wish I could hide it more.
Yeah, I can't. I suck at it.
Yeah, exactly. You gonna know because it's on my face too. Exactly. I'm telling you. But I was wondering, like, because you mentioned like different types of relationships and all that. 2 things I'm curious about. First one is, but as a man, you know what I mean? Have you saw support in that? You know what I mean? With the whole like being like tapping into your emotional side, especially in a house full of women. They already probably feel their emotions. I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? They have no problem.
Yeah, it was some tough days with the girls in the house.
I bet.
Definitely was, But I had kind of a rough childhood coming up. I had a lot of trauma that happened to me when I was a child, so like I kind of acted out a little bit.
Yeah.
Without knowing too much
Right.
that I was,
Yeah.
and I just became a little knucklehead almost. So it's like when you're younger and you're emotional, you don't know how to really control your emotions.
Right.
It takes time. It takes time to develop that power to control.
Yep.
Get your mind and your heart on the same page.
Yes.
It's
Right.
difficult, and that takes time to do that. In the beginner, it was almost, my emotions were too unbearable.
Yeah.
Like it'd get me. It'd get me from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yep.
And sometimes I didn't know how to register
Right.
that the emotions, separate them.
Yeah.
So, you know, once you going through things as a child, it kind of messes with your brain a little bit, and it kind of at a young age, I had trust issues, just trust issues. So I
for sure.
always had that reaction time with people of
Right.
just keeping them in a distance almost because I
Right.
just was scared to trust
Yeah.
because of everything that's happened growing up.
Absolutely. And I think was what I really find like the most fascinating about what you're saying though is that like, but they do be big, like these big emotions, and it is hard to know how to even like contain them. You know what I'm saying? Almost. You know what I'm saying? Or like process. And especially like what I love hearing is that hearing this from a male perspective too. You know what I'm saying? Because period, as a kid, yes, you go through a lot. You know, well, and if you have gone through a lot, because in your case you did. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing that. But as a man trying to figure out your place in the world as a man, and then having all this stuff at the same time to make sense of, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it was a lot, man. Life done threw me a lot of curveballs.
Right.
But I also appreciate the bad times with the good.
Yeah.
They kind of just balance each other out.
Yep.
They're kind of the yin to the yang to each other, you know?
Yeah.
I tell people you can't take the dark with the light.
Yeah.
Without it, you know?
Come on.
You got to take the good with the bad. Same thing.
Right. All right.
Nowadays, I'm just in a more of a better position emotionally because I'm able to control myself and I'm able to take a minute to really dissect the situation and without reacting.
Yes.
It just comes with age, though.
I mean, right? I know we out here. We the grown ones now. And we were just saying that, y'all. We're about to be like the older people in our family. That's weird. You know what I'm saying? That was not our role before.
Yeah, we got the OGs now. We almost
do.
OGs. You know?
We are almost
We
approaching.
at the kind of big bro, big sis stage.
Yeah,
boy.
it's crazy.
That
I'm
OG
like,
coming.
yes, I'm telling you, like, you know, because we Puerto Rican. So like, I remember like this boy, so on my stepdad, but that's my daddy. You know what I'm saying? On his side, he got a son, and then so he's my brother, and then the brother got a son. So then whatever. So when he was around, I guess I was technically like my nephew-ish, whatever. So I'm like, it's so confusing. You know what I'm saying? The
That's
family.
that Puerto Rican stuff, though.
That's what I'm saying. But like the boy came up to me and he said bendición. So for y'all that don't know, that means that you asking a blessing from like your elder. But like I'm like, oh, he asked me. I'm like, you can't be talking to me, bro.
That'll do it. You don't know how to take that in. Like you like, do I say it back or
exactly
give
what
you
do
my
I do?
blessings?
Right. I didn't know what the hell to do, but it's true though. Like that's actually low key the role that we're now occupying. We're the parents out here and the
it's
adults.
crazy because it used to bother me when, like as a kid or a teenager, them years you couldn't tell me nothing.
Yeah, hell no.
You know,
no.
And you always had the audacity of like, look, youngster, let me tell you this.
Right, exactly.
And now I'm becoming that guy.
Yeah.
Like now I'm telling my young boys like, look.
You're right. You can't do
And
that.
I'm like, damn, I can't help it. I can't help it.
Exactly.
Just teach them little life lessons or jewels because I've been there before.
Yes.
And it's just a cycle, you know.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're gonna be telling somebody something that they want to hear themselves, and just you kind of just let life be life and let it go on like that. You know, some people just gotta bump their own heads and learn their own lessons.
But that be the part though, because you be wanting to help them, like you said though, because it's like, but if I can help you not bump your head, I want to do that. But we realize that that's what shaped us, because like you just said, like, but that's the thing that made you who you are. You know what I'm saying? So like, had you not fell down,
everything my mother told me, I did the complete opposite.
yeah,
I literally did everything differently.
You're right.
And I learned that way, of course. You know.
Right.
But I was just hard headed.
Exactly. I'm gonna figure it
I
out.
think all the boys in our family was kind of like that though. Like, like everything she told me not to, I'm like, all right, watch. I guess.
Exactly.
And I learned the hard way eventually, but I learned the lesson. At the end of the day.
Yes.
And I'm like, you know, maybe I should have listened to my mama.
Right, a little more. They be knowing, but it do be hard to make sense. And then sometimes, low key, the things that they tell us to avoid, it makes it seem more appealing. Because I'm like, all right, well then maybe I should try. Like you making me kind of almost want to see for myself. Let me see what this is about. But I feel you. I love that now we can be grateful for that. And like you said, and we do want to pass it down. You know, maybe because like I agree with you. I'm thinking it's just like instinctive now to just like, since we're the older ones, to just give out that advice. You know what I'm saying? If we can lend a hand, why not? And because we do have all those lessons inside of us, so why would we not want to share it? Right. You know what I'm saying? To help people out. But I also think I'm hearing from you that you just mad grateful though. Like that's what I also love too. Like you
definitely grateful and appreciative. I really live by saying, live life, don't let life live you.
Yeah.
Just because we only get one of these.
Come on.
You just gotta make the best of it.
You do?
You you control what you want to do in this life at the end of
Right.
the day. You know what I mean? You'll go as far as you want to go.
Right.
You cut yourself short as quick as you tell yourself you can't do it.
Right.
So it's ultimately up to you and how you feel,
Yep.
or the power inside you, or that positivity. I always tell people, man, just you gotta try. You can't stay
Mm-hmm.
stagnant. You just gotta keep pushing forward.
I'm telling you.
That's how I live.
Exactly. No, and that's what I was gonna say. I feel like it's your mantra. Like you seem to just live your life, you know what I'm saying, with that positivity for sure. And like was that you though? Like was anybody that told you, like also one of the old heads from back in the day that passed it on to you? Or
You know, me personally, I used to always be bubbly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always my whole life, just in different crowds, different faces. You know what I mean? I was always welcomed,
Right.
and it was easy for me to just share my energy like that. Cause
Yeah.
it's hard for me to, even in my worst situation, I smiled bright.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Smile through
my
it.
smile is always gonna be me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Good days, bad days, the greatest days, I'm gonna smile.
Yeah.
Because that's all I got. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You can't take that from me.
No.
So that's how I carry it.
Yes.
And especially when you have reasons to smile, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I said, I don't hinder on bad days. I don't sit
Right.
there and be like, oh, this is it.
Right. It's
I know
over
It's
with.
not gonna be my last bad day.
Right.
Just you adjust.
Yep.
You make the changes that you need to make to go on to the next step.
Right. Oh, yes, I feel you. And you definitely mentioned the sisters, you know what I mean? So you have them. And so, like,
dogs.
yeah. And y'all are like thick as thieves, though. Y'all be out here.
sisters,
Yes.
yeah.
Exactly. I love seeing that, dog. It's so cute to me. Because, like, y'all be doing everything together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously grew up, did life together. But, like, and all of y'all got the babies now. The babies, you know what I'm saying, are out here. Like, you know what I mean? So, like,
There's a bunch of kids now
Right,
coming around. It's a bunch of kids, but
yeah.
it's a good thing to see. You know what I mean? I just
Right.
know that our legacy is gonna keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our name is gonna be alive.
Right.
And we kind of like, you know, them family crescents are made.
Yep.
You know, my
Yeah.
mom made one. Now we're just keeping it alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I only got one kid, unfortunately, but I'm not. You know, what I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. Yeah, I'm
It
not
ain't
saying we don't
bad.
need like a whole,
Like,
yeah.
I say it all the time, and you know, I was a teenage dad,
Right.
so I really had I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, I feel
Let's
you.
be honest, I didn't not know
None of us know.
the first thing was what was coming with that.
Right.
I just know I had a kid on the way,
Yep.
and then just at that time in my life, I was very immature.
Yeah.
You know,
feel you.
and you know when you're having kids young,
Yeah. Hell knows,
yeah,
right?
you don't know too much.
Nope.
And but also, you know, my real father, he left around when I was about 5 years old. So I definitely didn't have no father figure like that in my life to teach me how to be a man or even be a dad. And yeah, I got my stepdad and I love him to death. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's my dog. Like he stepped in, raised us up 3 kids.
Right.
You know, life goes on. We still cool, you know what I mean? We still talk.
Right.
We still have our no love lost ever, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
still my dad.
exactly.
Like that was my father figure.
Right.
You know, but in my situation, I kind of taught myself how to be a man,
Right.
you know, because even when my stepdad came around, he was kind of still a child himself. He
Yeah.
got with my mom when he was a teenager.
Right.
And coming in straight with 3 kids is kind of hard to adjust to that, especially when
Yep.
you didn't have it before.
Right.
But he did his best, you know. I
Right.
give him his flowers where it's due, you know, that's my dog, you know, that's my
Yeah.
dad, and I love him to death.
Exactly.
But like, even my real father, you know, we kind of, you know, he came back in my life probably when I was close to 20 years old.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, I had a lot of resentment
Yeah.
in me. Like I was angry with him,
Yeah.
you know, and it was crazy. I used to always like tell him, oh, when I see you, it's gonna be a different. You ain't gonna like when you see me.
Yeah, exactly.
First time I seen that man, I gave him a hug. You know what I mean? Like it's just as much as I talked and was angry
Right.
with him.
Said all that stuff. Yep.
It's like I became a little boy again.
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Ooh. Yeah.
I seen him again after he left me when I was 5.
Yeah.
The next time he saw me, I had my daughter in the car seat.
Yeah.
So it was like
Wow.
it was good, but I give it to him. Our relationship is great now. You know, I've been there since then. I'm gonna be 34 on Tuesday.
Oh my gosh! Happy
24.
early birthday.
Let's go.
Yes.
So he's definitely into us now. You know, he get older
Right.
too. You know, life went at him differently.
Right.
I don't hold no grudges.
Right.
I'm a very forgiving person
Yep.
because I feel like you really can't initially move on in life
Right.
When you're holding on to something so much, and if it's detrimental to you and it's eating at you,
Yeah.
that negative energy is gonna tear you down.
That's true.
So I kind of let go and let God for a lot of
Yeah.
situations in my life now.
Man, I feel you. I mean, it's a whole word right there. That's all. Hold on, I got pause on that
Yeah.
because I mean, I agreed, but ooh, that little like the childhood part, man, like how you become a little kid all over again, like
Yeah, like I wasn't expecting that. I
yeah, who
expected,
thinks that?
and I just wanted to learn him over.
Yeah.
Talk to him, figure out what he been doing the last 20 years of his life.
Yep.
You know, as much as I felt for my mother, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
she was left with 3 kids on her own.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, my mom was a dog. Like, she
Right.
was a superwoman in my eyes, and she did it all. Like,
Right.
she never failed us.
Yeah.
You know, she always had made sure we had it.
Right.
She did her best she can with 3 kids on her own.
Yeah.
You know, so I give her flowers for that too.
I'm telling
'Cause
you.
it's not tough. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. It's very tough.
Right.
Especially when you have to be the provider, you know, be the shelter,
Right.
you know, be the man and woman at the same time.
Yeah.
But she did it.
Yeah.
You know, she did it. So nonetheless, you know, my mother really taught me how to be a man. Like I'll say that. Like, she taught me. Don't get me wrong. I learned things on my own
Of course.
because, you know, when you're young and troubled, you tend to do things, and I kind of was in the streets.
Yeah.
Like, my mom didn't know everything, but
Yeah.
because I know what would hurt her feelings if she found out what I was doing.
Right. Right. Protector.
I kind of sugarcoat certain things,
Yeah.
or leave certain
Exactly.
things out. But
Yep.
as long as I can remember, you know what I mean, the teenage years for me was different. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because you had a lot of influence, and you
Yeah.
had a lot of our environment. You know, our environment is kind of bad.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty much.
you kind of just pulled into certain things, and
Right.
you're gonna move like that.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I definitely she did her best though.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Hanging on the teenage son as
Right.
in the streets, I'm getting in trouble all the time.
Right.
You know, I ran away a lot. I did a lot. You know what I mean? Just because,
Yeah.
like I said, I was emotional at the time, so I couldn't really control
Yeah.
my inner thoughts or certain things I did.
Right.
But she did her best.
Heck yeah. And then that's the thing too though, that like that is something that's not always, you know, we that we shouldn't sleep on, but like but sometimes can be slept on. But like the mamas raising the boys, you know, they get a lot of flack for that though, because they like, oh, you know, you gotta have some kind of male influence in there. What you gonna, you know what I mean? Like how you don't, and it's hard because there's a gap no matter what that like she can't necessarily fill or whatever, like naturally, but at the same time, like when she does her best effort, like still good work can be done. You know what I mean? But sometimes we make it seem like moms, like it's impossible for them to like raise a man the right way. You know what I mean? Being the woman herself. But you over here saying the opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like she really did do her best, and you were
I
able
had
to
help,
right?
because I had sisters.
Yeah.
So I had to be a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to show my sisters too I wasn't gonna lead them.
Right.
They could count on
Right.
me. You know.
Yes.
And I was always gonna be the man in their life.
Yeah.
You know. So we're mad tight. We're mad close.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I'm gonna say I don't doubt that for a second, because that is something I've always, and I was curious if that like does that translate to other things. So like, did it make you more literate, you know, when it comes to women and knowing how to like communicate with women? Because you had 2 sisters at the house.
I mean, they'll probably tell you something different. You know? Like
They were like, no.
they'll probably tell you know what I mean, I was a ladies' man or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
But I guess in the sense of me having sisters and a mom,
Yeah.
it was easy for me to kind of break down a woman's mind and talk
Yeah.
to her, and
Yeah, little Chico.
yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean. So I definitely say it got its advantages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, but like, and I definitely don't think about it, because like the thing is, and it's a cool thing to balance though, is that you were a protector, but like you also created safe spaces for the women in your life. You know what I'm saying? And like, and I love that. And I love that you were thinking, it just sounds like such a good partner though when I heard you say that though. That like, I wanted to make sure they knew they could count on me and that I wasn't gonna leave. You know what I mean? That I was going to be this constant person. You never have. You know what I'm saying? He's always, you know what I'm saying, there for his family, you know, there for your mama, and now for your baby, which is crazy because the baby's older.
My baby,
I don't understand.
teenager now, 13.
Yeah, no.
It's crazy.
That is wild.
And I catch myself like starting to be like like, you know, that parent thing where
Yeah.
I just was looking at old videos when she was 5 years old, no teeth.
Yeah.
Adored my whole life. And now
Yeah.
she's at the age where she's like, what up, bro?
Oh, no.
Like, it was up. Like, you know what I mean? And it's cool to see her go into the person she's becoming, her own personality, you know what I mean? And she's at that age now that 13 years old, her door is open of life and new things, and now figuring out what she likes and what she don't like.
Yeah.
What makes her happy, you know, what makes her sad, what she's ready to put up with. You know what I mean? She's just getting her own grips on it.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful thing to see. But sometimes it kind of makes you sad as a parent because, you know, like,
bruh, that's what I'm saying.
Because she's just at that age where I know it's like, all right, like she's almost leaving the nest. You know what I mean?
I know,
like,
it's
I gotta prepare
weird.
myself.
Man, I was crying in church earlier thinking about that. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting old. Yeah.
It's serious.
Yeah.
You know? And then I had her when I was 19 years old. So the person she got that day and the person she got now is two completely different people.
Yep.
You know, because when you have a kid young, it's almost like you grow up with them.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like you're learning on the ways. And,
Right.
All right, I messed up here. Let me try a different way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, even with her, like, she can't sometimes separate the fact that I'm dad or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, she think I'm big bro for real. I'm like, all right.
Like, hold on now.
Yeah, like, I'll let it slide. And then when it's serious, I'm like, all right, you can't call me bro right now.
Yeah, like, girl.
But, But she's cool, you know? I love her to death. I can't see my life without her.
Yeah.
You know, in the beginning, you know, when I was parenting, I was very childish myself.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that I did, I definitely don't do now.
Right.
I respect my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, her voice matters to me.
Yep.
Her feelings matter to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna hurt. I don't like to hurt her feelings. You know.
Yeah.
Because I'm emotional.
Yeah. Right.
Certain things strike me. I can't keep these tears up.
Yeah.
I'm a man, but I'm a different man. You know how.
Absolutely.
You know me personally, so you know that I stand on business.
You do.
But
you do.
Certain things break me down that I have no control over. And
Heck
she's one of them. That's
Right.
real touchy to me, my daughter. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
inside my heart, you know, your kids is all you really live for when they're here.
Yeah. I agree. They the ones that can do that.
Like,
yeah, man.
They're your strength and your weakness. You know
At
what
the
I mean?
same damn time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is. And the thing that had got to me today, which I don't know if you plan on doing this, but you know, we also do in Puerto Rican culture the quinceañeros or whatever. So I don't know if you get one or not.
I told her that, you know how that goes. You either gonna have a quince if you act right.
Right. You do gotta earn
or
it.
you might
gotta
come
earn
to
it.
16 and you know the rules.
Right. One of the two. That's true.
But, yeah,
Okay.
I expect her to have a quince.
Okay.
Because my baby better be pure. If you're watching this, be pure.
Right, exactly.
For the rest of your days, baby. And,
No, true.
And that's how we're gonna do it. Like, I want to keep that alive. I feel like that's something in the Spanish culture that we gotta.
Yeah.
It's just embedded in us.
Yep.
I think it's always good when family don't get together as much as we used to do. You know?
Exactly.
This social media era, this technology era is a lot
digital.
different on us.
Yeah.
So that kind of feels like back in the day, man.
Right.
You know, we used to have so many parties and family.
Yeah, we did. We
gatherings.
was out every
We
weekend.
knew all the dances, you know.
We did, though.
And it was fun. We used to
Kids
do it.
don't know.
Yeah,
Right.
like
It was us
now they
first.
doing TikTok dances. you know?
Yeah, I can't with it. I can't. But yes.
But I definitely want to do it. You know.
Yes.
I feel like certain birthdays is that one that's tradition.
That's
you
what
know?
I'm
It's
saying.
tradition.
Yes. That's what I was thinking. And that's, and again, in case people are, this is your first episode and you don't know about quinces. So to give you, it is like a presence. It's huge. First of all, it's like a mini wedding. First of all.
No, it's big.
The shit is
like
huge. It's a big deal.
Transition from
Yes.
like a little girl to woman almost,
And
right?
that's what it is. And that's what's so cute about it is. So it is kind of like you're also presenting this woman into the world. It's weird. It's crazy to even think about. But yes, you do it at the age of 15. And yes, traditionally the girl is, this pure woman that's now coming of age. At the end of the day, it's a coming of age ceremony. And so agreed, there's a lot that goes with that. And it's a really cool time for you to do that publicly. You know what I'm saying? To let everybody know. But I agree with you. Like, it is, because it's this whole big orchestration, it's one thing that, I don't want to pass up, like you said. And then, but I do think that it should be earned because it's a lot of effort that goes into it. I mean, it is not, that's planning. People be taking years to plan them things, so.
She's 13 now, so I'm at that time to start planning.
And that's what it was. So that's what made me think of you, because I was like, my baby's about to turn 12. And I was like, when she turned 13, I feel like I'm going to start. That's probably when I'm going to start really thinking about it.
Get it get it
Yeah.
together. Like little thoughts are
Yeah, just little themes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Exactly how everybody can help. And it is a family affair. Like, I definitely want all the family to step in, yo. Somebody get the dress, somebody get this, somebody, you know what I mean, help out. Because what's up? Like,
No,
this is
you're
where we need to
right.
come together.
You
Village.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's definitely a village is a good backup when
Yeah.
when it comes to stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Counting on people that you know, okay,
Right.
it's gonna go the extra mile for me.
Right.
If they go the extra mile for me, I know they're gonna go a mile and a half for Sophia. You know?
Absolutely. Yes. That
Appreciate
part.
that.
But I agree with you that I feel like it's going to be an emotional day. Like, if it's already emotional as hell,
I was
I'll
thinking
be-
about it in the back of my head, like I'm be crying like a big baby.
yeah,
I can't help
right?
it. That's my baby though.
You
Going
can't.
into that woman stage. And, you know, I'm a single father.
Yeah.
And I always think, you know what I mean, just like I used to think, you know, my mom, she helped me see certain things because, you know, the way our parents were brought up was totally different. Like, their
Yeah.
survival tactics was
Right.
crazy.
It
You know what I mean?
was.
But,
It
like,
was.
nowadays, you know, kids are very easily influenced by what they see on the internet.
Yeah, they are.
And what they see around. So, I try to give Sophia the best life. I don't even treat her like a kid.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm past that babying stage of
Yeah,
life
nah, you got to
because
be real with her.
now she's going into that almost an adult. You know what I mean? This is pre-teens, you know, this
Yeah.
is pre-adulting, and this is
Yeah.
preparing you for life in the next step.
Right.
So she still has a lot to learn, of course.
Yeah.
You know, even with me, I learn new things every day. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah,
Like, we all-
yep, 5 minutes ago.
we just definitely right. We definitely
Right.
just you're always gonna have a new jewels and stored in your brain that's
Right.
you're gonna eventually remember when you're like, oh, I learned that before.
Exactly.
But me being a father to a daughter, I know it's hard for me to teach her how to be a woman.
Come on.
Two different things now. My mom,
Yeah.
she could tell me what I could do as a man.
Yep.
I really don't know how to tell her how to be a woman,
Yep.
you know? And also me feel like it's the woman around her.
Yes.
That like my mother, you know, my sisters, you know, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
the big cousins that
Right.
carry themselves in a higher light
Yeah.
and keep themselves on the highest pedestal. Like that's why I need her to understand in life.
Right.
Like don't ever let
Yeah.
somebody tell you ain't
Yep.
this or you ain't that or
Right.
you can't do it. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
You always think you the baddest.
Right. Exactly. Because
Nah,
you
nah.
are boo. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cloggy.
Exactly. Oh, I know to be teaching us. I'll be like, hold on, let me get that.
Yeah,
Yes.
she be trying to teach me some things, and it's funny with her because she's like, she just swear I'm just the oldest dude. now.
Right.
Like, I'm just
They be acting like we
not hip.
ancient.
I ain't got nothing
Bruh.
going. You know,
Exactly.
she kills me because, say, you know, Dad's been pretty popular his whole life. You know, I
Yeah.
know a lot
Yes.
of people.
Yeah.
So she see me talking to somebody, she be like, "Who's that?" I'm like, yeah. Like she sometimes
Right.
I be like, yeah, my daughter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like she got me like, man, what's going on? Now?
Yeah, exactly.
But she be like, I don't know them. How you know them?
Right.
Like,
How that work?
kid, I didn't know these people sometimes more than
Yes,
you. You know?
exactly.
Like,
Damn, we ain't been here before.
yeah,
Like,
like
we've been here
ain't
before.
been outside and ain't got no friends. Like it's just
No,
parents
man.
and they were just my
Exactly.
mom and dad or his dad.
Right. Oh, I love that though. But yes, and no. And I think they think we so ancient because, you know, our birth starts with 19. So they be like,
Yeah.
19? Ah, you
19.
out. No, like, don't do that.
I be thinking about it too. Like my daughter, like, dang, you're 2012.
Exactly. I'm like, that's so
crazy.
strange.
Yeah.
Nah, it's crazy. But that's what it is, man. And then and them getting older, this time capsule in the form of a human, it's crazy. Because I'm just literally like, and I do love that they keep us young though. I ain't gonna lie. My kids
facts.
definitely keep me, you know what I'm saying, hip to the stuff. You know what I'm saying, on all these things. But yeah, they literally show us how time, man, is so fast when you see them.
She definitely is because I feel like I could see her still dancing in the living room with a
Yeah.
little princess dress on, watching
Right.
Frozen,
Exactly.
singing, and now
Right.
she's like, "Dad, I'm about to go chill with my friends."
No, you can't.
And I'm
Right.
like what? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like she making plans now. I'm like, I'm trying to squeeze her in now. Like, hey, you
Right,
wanna come-
right. Don't forget about me, boo.
Hey, you gotta come kick it with Dad. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Dad, I got something going on." I'm like,
Exactly.
All right.
Like, no.
but I let her though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I allow her to. Even though I've been through a lot and I do certain things scare me, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Think about for my daughter. But I try not to I just want her to experience life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And just, you know what I mean, enjoy certain things. And she's not a bad kid at all, you know what I mean?
Right.
She has her moments, of course, but even her own right,
Yeah.
she done had things happen and like that she would consider trauma or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So at her own right, she'll react to certain things a certain way.
Right.
But you know, you learn how to handle certain situations with your kids.
Absolutely.
You gotta let them express themselves. You gotta let them tell you how it is sometimes.
Yeah.
You can't always right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My way.
You know
right.
what I mean? Yeah, of course, us parents, the back of our head, we're always like, look, man, we're the parents.
Right. You about to do what I say.
I pay the bills.
Exactly.
But you also just gotta let your kids talk. Let
Yeah.
them express themselves and let them kind of, like I say, put you in your place, but allow them to correct certain things they feel like you ain't doing right.
Yeah, man. I know, and we don't be wanting to hear that, but no, but it's good. And they be having some really good insight, though, to tell us.
Sure.
Yeah, I've never heard anything from my babies that wasn't, you know what I mean, it wasn't helpful. You know what I mean? Some of it might have stung, though, because I don't think I realized it, you know? So I was like, oh, dang, okay. I didn't realize, was I doing that? Dang, okay. But I love that they could tell me, though.
Yeah, you got to. You got to have that.
Right.
I feel like that is the start of it helps for a healthy relationship.
Right.
With your kids.
First.
And that's something I learned from my mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like certain things that, like I said, she instilled in me, I took on to next.
Yep.
Because my mom allowed us to always express ourselves and tell her how
awesome.
we think. Yeah, she might always had a final say so.
Right.
But respectfully, she let me say my piece.
Yes.
And I can live with that.
Yep.
Like even with my daughter, we're not in that era. Like back in the day, we used to get our ass whooped.
Yeah, man. No, I feel you.
It happened. You know
no, for real though.
We was in that era of getting pretty punished and our kids
corporal
don't got that.
punishment.
Yeah,
They don't know about that, bro.
We could take a tablet away, a cell phone away.
I know.
You know what I mean?
The punishment is so different.
It's a lot different. You know what I mean?
It is.
But talk. You know, you can talk to your kids. You don't always got to be aggressive or be that way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I hate when my daughter sees me angry. I don't like it. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
But also, she also knows when I mean business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your kids got to also know that we ain't their friends.
Yeah, man. No, I'm
Like,
not.
sometimes they don't know how to separate the two.
They don't.
So you gotta allow her to express herself, and I'll try to correct certain things.
Yep.
Because I believe in like I statements.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Let's go. I statements. Hold on.
like,
Come on now.
I feel like, or you know what I mean, or you feel like.
Yes.
This, or I take responsibility for what I did. You know what I mean?
Come on.
I got to.
Yes.
Because if it's always especially kids, they always quick talkers. But or make an excuse, like no accountability whatsoever.
Right.
You gotta let them learn that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
You gotta express yourself differently. You could be wrong, child.
Yeah, I mean,
you could be wrong.
who would have thunk that, right? But for real, I know because they could never be wrong.
No,
like
for sure.
they do be, and exactly because that's be the only thing though is like knocking them down the size though too. Because I do love their confidence, but they sometimes also be blindly confident too though. Like they also don't realize they also have errors, you know. So like it's okay to get corrected. Like you don't need to know, and you don't need to know everything right now. What the heck? That's why we're here. You know what I mean? Like help us help you. Like don't feel like you got to carry it all. Because my oldest does that. She just be thinking she got to do it all, but you don't. Though.
And I kind of try to talk to Sophia like, man, we had this thing growing up that we couldn't wait to be grown.
Yeah, man. We was rushing.
We couldn't wait. Like, we always like, oh, I can't wait to be 18 to do this, do that.
Yeah, exactly. All the stuff y'all don't let me do.
I wish I could go back all the time.
Oh my gosh, 10 times over.
Do this over, do that over, you know?
Yes.
I mean, change certain destinies for myself.
Man, what?
I try to tell her, man, just be a kid, man. Just be a kid as long as you want.
Dude, yes,
You know,
enjoy that first.
Enjoy it. You don't want to grow up so quick because I enjoyed up too quick. I grew up too quick and it changed me different. You know what I mean? I feel like if I would just enjoy being a kid more, my mind state would have been a little different.
Yeah.
Like when it's time for me to be an adult.
Right.
Like trying to force it on yourself, you know what I mean? You make more mistakes like that in life.
Yes. Ooh, and then that's the thing though, because that was also what I was thinking about when you were saying that, because like we said, our punishments for them is different, right? But also our trauma is definitely different. And I do love that, like, as I'm hearing you say it, I'm like, we really did like set it up so that they can, because of course, like some of the things that they go through does look a little bit, compared to what we went through, we're like, hold on, that's a walk in the park. You know what I'm saying? Compared to what we went through, that ain't it. But I love that we set them up so that they could, you know what I'm saying? Because we went through the harder stuff so they wouldn't have to, you know what I mean? So it's like, we set that up first, but yeah, it's a whole different type of trauma. But I love that you're not minimizing her trauma though. You know what I'm saying? Because what's hers and what matters to her is still meaningful. You know what I'm saying? Just because it wasn't the same thing. Yeah.
Like me being young, having a kid, she saw me make mistakes.
Yeah.
She saw me, of course, dad can never do wrong in her eyes.
Of course not.
As a Tyler, I'm their
Yeah.
first love.
Yeah.
But I also made mistakes too,
Yeah.
and she saw me correct those as I went too.
Yeah.
Like I can honestly say, when I got incarcerated and I did 3 years in prison, I could say that was trauma on her
Yeah.
because she had to visit me in prison.
Right.
She didn't understand that
Right.
why she's leaving and I'm still here. And that used to kill me.
Right.
That's long. Like, okay, baby, one more visit after this.
Right.
But she had to watch some years go by too, just like I watched some years go by.
Right.
And I saw my daughter getting taller in them visiting rooms.
Yeah.
So that was tough, but that really opened my eyes and
Right.
made my values get deep.
Yeah.
And I always told my, a lot of people when they get in hard situations, you either get out that situation or that situation is gonna take control of you.
Yeah, let's go. Sure.
Not me. I was too strong minded. I was too polished for myself.
Yep.
And I learned to be humble,
Let's go.
patient, respectful. And I learned to be just, that patience. I stress patience so much because you got to be patient when time is ticking.
I bet. Yeah, you're right though. You ain't lying.
So, when I came home, luckily my daughter was still young. I was locked up when she was 3 to 6.
Yeah, got you.
Being there from day one though, what I mean? I've been there since I could remember.
Yeah, right.
And it's just, I don't know if I was trying to prove that to my real dad, like I could do it, but
right.
I could never see, after I met my daughter, hold my daughter in my hands for the first time, I could never see myself leaving her behind.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess in that time, I was kind of proving to myself that I could be a better dad than my real father,
Yeah, man.
But ultimately, it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, it is.
So the way I parent is probably different from him. Just it's a little different from my mother.
Right. So, exactly. But you took, the best from those situations, like you said, made it your own.
Even, when I came back home, back to society and trying to, get my ducks in a row, first thing I did was get right with my daughter and the mother of my child, just to make sure we on the same page. Like, all right. I know, I give my baby mama her flowers, so excuse me, the mother of my child.
Yes, absolutely. No, I feel you.
Mother of my child, give her flowers because she held it down when I was locked up too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she was young and still trying to figure things out.
Absolutely.
But, when you're young and dumb and blind, you kind of just do anything under the sun.
Yeah.
But, when I came home, I just made that was a top of my priority list of just, all right, be a father.
Yes.
And I did everything I had to do, and I've never been in trouble since.
Yeah, let's go. Clean record.
Clean record. Well, it ain't too clean, but
no, I feel you like clean
ain't
sense.
nothing new. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
I stand on different morals, and
absolutely.
I do a lot now.
Right.
And I try to give back. I'm also an instructor for this program called Access.
Let's go. Okay, come on, instructor.
For returning guys coming from the set to join a trouble youth.
Wow. Oh, that's so cool. That I didn't know.
I do that, probably once every couple weeks.
That's so cool.
I go talk to them, share my story, share my testimony to them.
Yeah.
Kind of give them something to look forward to.
Let's go.
Because I was just that same guy, so I kind of, it's possible.
Yes.
You, like I told you before, you're going to go as far as you want to go.
Right.
So, and I teach them a different, way of life that it's possible to do something different.
Let's go. Exactly.
Break that chain of being a statistic.
Yeah. All the little statistics.
Doing all that, and so that kind of helps me. I kind of found my calling.
Let's
go. Just to do that, and I run a lot of other programs that kind of help with. There's just the trouble side of things because I've been there before.
Yes.
So I feel like I know I can't help everybody, but if I can help a few at a time, I'm doing something.
Yes, you are.
So that helps. Just me growing as a person.
Let's go.
I've been with the same job since I came home.
Yeah. Loyal. You're right. Exactly.
I can't complain too much now how life is set up.
Right.
I ain't gonna act like parenting gets easier.
Right.
Through the days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's what I have to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's what you have to do. Is so my daughter definitely is my biggest motivation to this
Right.
day. She helped me change my ways and my thinking
Right.
and the way I move.
Yep.
And she always been my motivation to keep me going forward.
Right. That part. And I do love that, like you said, it's something we have to do, but it's also something we get to do because it is a dope privilege too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To like be able to have this chance.
I can never. I can't respect a man that turn his back on his kids.
I feel you.
Yeah, you go through what you go through,
Of course.
but you're a man.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on now.
So the guys in the back, man, go be a dad. If you got them kids, man,
Right.
go be in your baby's life.
That's
I
right.
don't know how serious it is for kids when they missing their fathers or
Yeah.
that man figure in their life. Like some kids really need that guidance
Yep.
and they need that
Yep.
that protector.
Yep.
You know, like I said, I like moms. They do a good job. They
course.
always do their thing. Mama's mom, but ain't nothing like dad too.
No, that part. Hello, and that's another reason why we want to make sure that we did that. And that's why I love having like this series and like highlighting the different type of dads. Because first of all, dope dad, like I said, you
Appreciate that.
for sure. But it's like, but agreed, your role is not it's irreplaceable. Come on now, because I do feel that way as well. I feel like now I do think there's a privilege here, right, with a mother raising daughters. I will say that, like in my case, because I didn't get the chance to have a son, but I will say that like I can't do it all. I definitely agree. I feel like there's still only so many things, and I think the message that you sending as a man to your baby that's a girl, that's a big deal, sir.
Oh yeah, like she definitely corrected me. You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
She
Got
corrects
you
me.
right.
She gets me right. You know, back in the day when she was younger and I was single or something, I
Right.
was like, she's younger. She ain't gonna remember this girl if I bring her around.
Nope, she remembered it, right?
She'll remember her. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So
man.
now that she's older, like I say, her opinion matters. Her feelings matter to me.
Yeah.
I've been single going on almost 2 years now, and I have
Right.
not had another woman around my daughter because I respect her.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if that woman ain't that woman, she shouldn't be in that privilege to have my daughter around her, you know what I mean? And
True story.
have another
I've done the
woman
same. Yep.
in her face
Yep.
or her get attached to somebody that ain't gonna be around.
Come on.
So now that's how I move, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta put some time in.
You're right. Come
give
on.
me 6 to 8 months. 6
Yeah,
months to a
exactly.
year.
At least.
And then
right.
you can meet my daughter. You can
Yes.
meet my world. You can meet my life.
I love
you can
that.
meet my life. You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
I respect her that much.
Yes. And that's what I think is cool because also that was another thing that was so dope about, everything that you're saying. You are a single dad, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day too, but you're respecting that role, you know what I'm saying, that you play and you don't take it lightly, you know what I'm saying, either, you know what I mean? And I think all the single dads too, y'all get y'all flowers, you know what I'm saying, because dads of all kinds, but like the single dads, it's not an easy role for y'all either, you know what I mean? Like you hear a lot about the single mamas, but like y'all single dads, y'all be having your own struggles, I'm sure.
Yeah, facts. But she ain't never gonna see me.
Nope, but she
feel
ain't
like
gonna
I
see
can't
it.
handle
Exactly.
She ain't never
Right.
gonna see me feel like something's too much for me.
Correct, I got
You
you.
know what I mean?
Yep, exactly.
You know, I think when I was younger, when I was fighting my case or whatever, my daughter, she was young, but she saw me break down.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I mean? So she saw me seeing things getting the best of me.
Yeah.
I try to shelter her from that now, you know what I mean? Protect her from that. Because I need her to know that daddy always got it.
Yeah.
Daddy gonna figure it out. And
Yep.
even if you think it's hard at the time, man,
Yep.
we're gonna get through it.
Yes, exactly. And you have. And then that's also another amazing thing is that, like, come on now, even the incarceration, all the stuff that you done did, your scars, you know what I'm saying, whatever, right, that we carry, it's just like, nobody would ever know. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, with all this freaking light that you carry, like you said, you know what I mean? Nobody would see that. But I do think it makes this incredible story, though. Because, like we said, going back to that gratitude piece, as somebody who had their freedom taken away, I'm sure now that you got it, you know what I mean? Of course, you want to take more advantage of it. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
Because,
Like, it sucked.
Yeah, I
it
feel
sucks.
you. Yeah.
It sucks.
No other way to put it, right?
You're not living no more. You're not.
Yeah, man.
Everything's kind of on hold. It's at a complete stop.
Yeah,
Time is going, but you don't feel like it's going.
I can imagine.
And like I said, I watched my daughter grow up, kind of
Yeah.
in the beginning.
That's gotta be wild.
She was now she was still at that age where she probably like, okay, this is how life is gonna be.
Yeah, man.
Being 3-4 years old, seeing me locked up.
Yeah.
She's thinking, okay, this is not how
Right, it's how it
daddy's gonna
goes.
be
Yeah.
parenting at the time.
Yeah.
And then when I finally came home, and her time with me matters to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I try to get as much as I possibly can. Even though she's a teenager now, she want to go
Right,
kick
and
it.
I'm
She
like, I
want to be with her little
guess.
friends, her little,
You're right.
her little crew, or whatever. But I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I just
Yeah.
appreciate that time with her because I know eventually she's gonna leave the nest. Just
Yeah,
like
man.
I left the nest, and just
I
like my
know.
sisters leave the nest,
Right.
and it's part of life. You know?
Yeah,
I gotta
man.
spread their wings sometimes.
That part. And I do love that, like, we're setting it up to where they don't got to do it too early, like some of us did, because we were thirsty. You're right. I couldn't wait. I was like, I'm going to get my own place.
18, I was out of there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's never nothing. My mom, you know how your mom is always gonna be like, you can always come back home. And
Yeah.
they're never gonna have that door closed for us.
Nah.
And the way I set my mind up, and it's not for nobody else. It's my opinion. It's
Yeah,
just
no,
how-
it was me.
like how I set myself up. I used to always think like, man, if I end up going back to my mom's house, I did something wrong.
Yeah, it's like a failure on my part. Yeah,
like
I'm not going
and
to
I
do
don't
it.
knock nobody that goes back to their mama's house.
Exactly.
And figure certain things out because
Right.
that's your mama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But me personally, I could never see myself going back home because somewhere along this road, I messed up. I crashed and I
Right.
went off course.
Something must have went down, right?
Yeah, I went across, and I haven't been back to my mama's house.
But agreed, yes. I love that you said that, yeah, because it's true. Because like, could we? Yes. But
Right.
are we necessarily going to? No. And it's not, and agreed, it's nothing against them because obviously they're so loving that they're willing to.
Yeah.
Except
You
my
know,
mom would take me in a
My
heartbeat.
mom, I'm already
Right.
34 years old. My mom treat me like a little ass boy
Yeah,
still.
exactly.
Like,
You still her baby.
I'm still her baby. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
exactly.
That never changes.
It
And
does
I
not.
understand
Right.
that part of parenting now that I have a daughter that's growing up.
Yes, we feel
I'll
the same
I'll
way.
be the
That's
same
my
way,
baby.
Like baby and her, she's like that. Yeah. So it's just,
yeah.
you know, me and my mom had this talk not too long ago, and I told her like, man, it's crazy. Like a lot of things you told me.
Yeah,
Like
man.
yeah. Now I'm telling her like, you was right, mom.
No, but for real.
you was right.
Exactly.
But it's a beautiful thing. It's just life, man.
Yes.
Just watching her be her. you know?
Yes. Exactly. Just coming to her own, man. You get to watch it. It's
And
crazy.
she's got such a big heart too.
Yeah, I
You
love
know,
that.
like she's such a she's a girl's girl too. You know, what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
no,
she's really girly. She,
yeah.
and I try to encourage her to do what she want to do. I don't care
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, man. Do you? Yep.
I tell her all the time, like, yeah, I know realistic dreams and not
Right.
realistic dreams, but if you tell me you're gonna be president, you could be president.
I mean, you're right. I'm gonna believe you, boo boo. Don't worry, I'll be right there.
I'll push you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like she told me she wanted to start painting nails. Okay, we got all
Okay.
the nail stuff she could get.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
not that pour into the baby's
She
dreams.
just
Yep.
told me she wanted to be a skateboarder. All right, got
Okay,
her, got her
bet.
the most expensive skateboard I could find. And She don't even know how to ride it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just letting her know I'm there, and I'm gonna be a support no matter what she try to do with herself,
Yes.
and I'm just gonna push her to be great at it.
Yes. And I love that because like you said earlier, you know, their first love, they first everything, but like also the first investor. And I think that's funny because I the same thing. My baby was doing like bracelets or whatever, and she wants to sell them. So then I was like, all right, cool. So I got her not only like the refill that she needed so she can make more, because we went to my mom's house. She was trying to buy her whole supply. I was like, Ma, you can't do it like that. Like then she gonna have to re-up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you gotta teach her business. You can't just give her all the money, whatever. But I also got her like this little cash register too. And she was like mad excited to like her little lockbox on it so she could put the money in it. You know, make it legit. But it's just like really cool that we can show them that like we really do believe in them. And I love that you know what I'm saying, show that.
I told her all the time, like anything you want to do, man, you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, for sure. I ain't gonna stand in that way.
like back in the day, she used to be real into sports. I'm gonna support that. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Now
I'm
she
here for
ain't
that
really
too.
into sports, but she's on another things,
Yep.
other endeavors that she want to do.
Yes.
Try it out. You might like it.
I love that.
You know what
I
I mean?
know. Try
I went from-
everything.
went from, you know what I mean, being knees deep in the street shit
Yeah.
to totally opposite of that.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, like it's still in me. I
Yeah.
didn't forget that.
Yeah.
I didn't forget my upbringing.
Yep.
But back in the day, I would never start roller skating.
Right. I know.
Like
Who would
that-
even think to do that?
That just, I mean, that's me thinking outside the box and trying to do different things. You know
I
what
mean, let's go.
You got to think outside the box sometimes.
You do.
Because if you think outside the box, you get the same results sometimes.
Come on now. And that's what I love that you get to now help other people understand that. You know what I'm saying? I love that you get back, you know what I'm saying, talk to others, share your story. But I agree with you. This roller skating, we got to get into that because listen,
That's fire.
first of all, because you
Love
nice with it. He real nice with it, y'all. I don't,
tight.
Yes, you, yeah. But
do what I
also,
do.
like, yeah, but also like, who the hell? Like, because agree, we ain't nobody in our
You know
family
what?
roller skating.
And you're right.
So we like,
And
hold
I don't
on.
know what- it was so random too.
Yeah.
But at that time of my life, I was very in a depressed state. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I was very down, and couldn't figure out nothing that make me happy. You know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
that time, my daughter couldn't even make me happy. So I'm like, you know what? Something's gotta shake.
Yeah.
Gotta break this funk.
Yes.
No, you know, when you go through things, you know, I do suffer from anxiety and depression
Of course,
such,
yeah.
but you know, like I got more grasp on it now that I'm older.
Absolutely.
But sometimes it get the best of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you really can't. You're just down.
Right.
You know, some days like that. But one day, you know, I had her. I'm like, no, I ain't about to sit in the house with her.
Yeah.
And I took her skating one day.
Okay.
And then I'm like, I kind of like this more than
For
her out
myself,
there. Yeah.
right. Move. I
So-
gotta do it, right?
So then I got infatuated with it. You know what I mean? 'Cause that
Yeah.
feeling it made me feel.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it was small, just going around in a circle.
Yup.
But it was just like the feeling I had when I left.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, this is not a bad feeling.
Yeah.
And one day I just started watching videos, even ordered some little skates.
Okay. And I was
then
like, I'm taking this serious.
Then I saw there was an adult night one day.
Okay.
Went there and it changed my life forever. Like that environment.
That is so dope.
You know, and it's something I do now on the
Yeah.
regular because it keeps me balanced.
Yep.
It's definitely like a therapy to me now.
Right. Yes, exactly. And that's what I think is so cool about it. Because we can't do enough stuff like that, period. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool because you blend the exercise and, you know what I mean,
it's
having
dope,
fun.
it's dope. It's
Yo, because y'all, yeah. Because I remember I hadn't gone skating in a while, put them skates on. I was like, damn, they heavy as hell. I didn't realize they were heavy.
No, like once you get really in deep in the skate scene,
man.
Cleveland, we got a big
We
skate
do got a
scene.
big skating scene. We do.
It is,
We do.
and people don't know what it is like until you just actually go and give it a try. Like it's dope. I
Right.
done traveled. I'm in a skate crew.
Come
It's a
on. You
lot.
know,
It's-
see, I told y'all he nice. Right.
Yeah, like
You traveling with it. Yeah.
it's dope. It's
Right.
dope, and it's something I'm forever gonna do now.
Yeah.
It
I love
really
that.
makes me happy.
Yes. 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 It's yours. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a talent. It's definitely a talent.
I fell plenty of times. I still fall.
Yeah,
if
but-
you ain't falling, you ain't trying. So
I mean, that
get
part.
back up and do it again, man.
Yeah, I just love that you dedicated to it though. Your little
Yeah.
craft, you know what I mean. So it's really dope. And yeah, I don't see enough, you know what I mean, of that. And I did love it, like even in our family standpoint, like you know what I mean, seeing you shine in that area, you know what I mean, that not all of us have tapped into. And I think it's one of those like classic things too. I think it's dope that certain things haven't disappeared because like skating, one of those timeless things, you know what I mean? Because we were just talking about low key millennial versus Gen Z because that's what our
Right.
kids are. It's weird with the clock it and with the TikTok, you know what I'm saying? What the hell?
Yeah, they be doing the riz.
Yeah, like yes. I don't know what the hell. I'm like, y'all,
Yeah,
stop.
they
you know
be
what I
killing
mean?
me. They be killing me. but
Yes.
It's just they cycle. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, their time,
I be
man.
thinking about like certain things we would say growing up,
True.
certain little slangs we would use.
Yeah, we would. We would.
Yeah, you know, they on the TikTok dance, but we had all the crank dats.
We did. We did. Soldier Boy, let's go. Yeah, all of that.
We had some times, but
Yeah.
it's always gonna be like that though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it's always going to be the trends, right?
It's always gonna be a trend somewhere somehow.
Yes, but I do love the like skating though. See, that's one of them classic things because meanwhile, I be trying to introduce them to stuff from the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like cassettes. They don't know nothing about what the hell that is. They don't
be
know about
crazy.
a Walkman. You know what I'm saying? My little CDs, when they skipped, that was my whole world. Like, oh no, the CD
Yeah,
was
I
messed
think
up.
we was them 90s. We was last of
That was a
for a
great
lot
time.
of
Yo,
things. you know
it was
what
a
I mean?
great time.
Like we was last before the electronics and all that.
Yes,
Shit. Like,
we got to see all that.
We was like a little bit of that, a little bit of that.
Yeah,
Mixed in
exactly. Right.
But we still had a childhood, you know what I mean?
We did. We
was
did.
outside playing games and
Literally. Right.
yeah, like literally getting outside dirty and
Yeah,
not coming
tag.
in,
Right.
not coming in till it's time to come inside.
Yo, we was out there forever. You know what I'm saying?
like-
Couldn't get me out. Come
That's
come
when the
inside.
neighborhoods was really neighborhoods, and you
Yeah.
chilling with your friends from 2 blocks down.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be lit, and
It
I
was.
appreciate that part of our childhood because you know
Yeah.
we was all damn near cousins and family.
Yeah, we was.
And
Yeah,
like we had that whole little neighborhood on lock.
we did. We sure enough did.
That's some of the greatest times of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like just
The house parties,
It
everything.
was good. It was great.
It was though. It was. It was wholesome though too. It was just like always a good time for real. And it was cool because like you said, we all traveled in groups. You know what I'm saying? We always like met each other up with each other. If we wasn't already planning to go together, we saw each other there. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, yes, it was that. But it was that community, man, that we don't necessarily. They don't have the same. I would say. You know what I'm saying? They still have it. You know, elements, but that neighborhoody feel and stuff like that. I don't know that
Yeah, I don't see too many kids outside.
they don't. It don't be
I
the
see- I don't
same.
I don't see nobody. Like I just feel like go outside and get in trouble. Damn.
Right. Right.
Go outside and scrape her knee.
Something. Do something.
Yeah, but
Right.
It
Yes.
is what it is, man. So I'm glad you wanted to get in a skateboard. You know,
You're right.
just because now.
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
is
all right,
cool.
like,
And a girl too, hey, girl
yeah, like,
skateboarder.
get a
I
little
love that.
active. You know,
Yeah.
go outside
Yeah. Do something.
and try it.
Right.
And now that I roller skate, so
Right.
go outside with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just see her trying to learn something.
Yeah, why not? Right. That's what I'm saying. So yes, put me on, help me with that too.
Yeah.
But then speaking of like the arts and stuff like that, so you also do a little bit of music work, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? How that been?
That's just something I do as a hobby myself. You know?
Yeah.
Like me personally, I've been probably write raps when I was like 5 years old. I can remember.
Wow,
like, 5 years
damn,
old.
5.
So
Wow.
nowadays, I'm probably the past since probably 2017, I have not written.
Okay.
I just put on a beat and let my thoughts.
Got you.
So since about 2017, I haven't wrote a song. I freestyle everything, just let whatever my thoughts are saying go on the track. But that's also another therapy for me.
Yeah.
Because me personally, I have a tough time talking about like my feelings for real.
Yeah.
Like even though I'm emotional, it's hard
Yeah.
for me to open up
Yes.
because of my past trauma and my trust issues with people.
Right.
So I put on a beat
Yep.
and I could express myself,
Right.
and it'll clear up some thoughts in my head,
Yep.
and that's how I usually do it.
Yeah.
Like my mom's one of my biggest supporters and my biggest fans
I
because
bet.
she listens to me. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And she's not just listening to me; she's hearing what I'm saying,
Yep.
what I'm speaking about, and she'll understand it.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Like I said, I just make music for myself, though. You know.
I
what
mean, yeah, but that's
Just something
cool. I
just-
love that.
Like another just therapy for me. Like I said, so
Absolutely.
keeps me balanced.
Right. And I feel that because I mean, shoot, this podcasting is my hobby. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like, I feel it and it's
definitely.
therapeutic for me too. So like, no, we gotta have those things, you know what I'm saying, that pour into. But I love that you have these positive outlets, you know what I'm saying, and that you do all these positive things. And like I said, it's a lot of good, period. You know what I'm saying, that you're doing. And like I said, you're pouring into others and letting them know how they can do it too.
Right.
So like, I would definitely say the only thing, because I could keep you here forever. So the only other thing I would say is that if you had like any, goals you got going on or other advice that you want to share, you know what I mean, whatever else you got for the good people, all the dads and moms
man.
listening, or non-parents as well.
Just, man, stay in a positive light at all times. You know, negative energy is very strong. It's very draining.
Let's go.
And the more power you get, the more stronger it gets.
Right.
So always try to stay positive, even in your bad days, because it's not gonna be your last bad day, but you're
No.
gonna have more good days.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right.
So to the dads, you know, to the single dads, to the fathers in the lives, man, I take my hat off to you guys. I'm a little rough up under here, but you do your thing, man, and it's appreciative. And the moms that's in the dad roles, hey man, my mom was that to me, so
Right.
I could appreciate that too. Just
Yes.
continue to do your thing.
All right, we got love for all of you. Exactly. But yeah, definitely hats off for that. Oh, man. So with that being said, sir, I appreciate, like I said, everything you have said, you know what I'm saying, all the things you mentioned, the jewels that were dropped, right? And all that. If folks, right. So like, and even on the skating side, right? You know what I mean? Y'all heard a little bit of everything.
Yeah, for sure.
If folks want to like tap in, connect with you, is there a way for them to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got a Instagram, Alby_paid. You know, if you want to talk about music, even
Right.
talk to me about advice of life, or you want to talk to me about skating, you
Right.
can hit me on there. You know, I got a Facebook, Jose Santos. It's kind of more or less family oriented, but
Right.
if you, I'm a friend when you need one.
Yeah, no, that part. Absolutely. So tap in, y'all. You know what I'm saying? For sure. And I hope y'all feel encouraged because, I mean, I'm saying, and again, like, definitely a great way to kick off our series, sir. It was the best way to do it.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
appreciate you inviting me.
Yes, absolutely. No, it was so good. I'm telling you. So thank y'all, as always. You know what I'm saying? When you get to the end of the episode, I'm so grateful that y'all rock with us. Hope you gain something from it. Y'all hopefully do it with us again. And so thank you. Continue tuning in. We're going to do it again another Feel Good Friday. And thank you again so much.
sir.
Yes.
So,